Hi, this is Carol. Today I'm going to show you how I made these handmade travel watercolor paper books. They are 4 inches by 6 inches, and inside there are 14 painting surfaces. Let's get started. Good morning. This has completely dried and it looks fantastic. I love it. And I made a second one off camera. So now I have 2. This way I can make 6 books instead of 3. So the next step here is to cut these 12 by 12 sheets into 4 by 12 sheets. It's so hard for me to cut the stuff after I've made it, but I'm just going to do it. If I don't wait around, I can do it. And I'm going to do it so that all of the colors are on each book. So I'm going to do it 4 inches this way. Make sure I'm good and flush on there. Oh, it's done. Hard to do. And once again, 4 inches. And hopefully this one's even. Looks like it might be slightly wider. So I'm going to cut that little sliver off so that they're all exactly the same size. Lovely, lovely. And then look at that. I am a scrap collector, but I won't be keeping that little bitty piece of scraps. Get under there. This sheet here, I don't know if you can see it. I put little gold dots on certain sections. Actually, each section has a little gold dot in it. Let's change it up a little bit. All right, let's get this cut. Make sure it's flush against there. You just don't know how hard it is to chop these after you've painted them. All right, and then let's make sure this one is actually 4 inches. Just a little sliver again. Press it against it. Make sure it's flat. Get rid of that little sliver. I'm standing up, so if my voice sounds funny, I'm really close to the microphone. So I have now 6 pieces of watercolor paper, 4 inches by 12 inches. But I'm going to make 4 by 6 books. Is this thing? No, my scoreboard is tiny, so it's not going to work. All right. I can fold these manually, but it is nice to have the scoring line. So just fold it. Make sure you have it perfect and press it. All right. So after you press it, I like to do the bone folder. So I'm going to do the same thing to each of these. That's a nice little size painting surface because when you open it, when it has all the pages in it, it can be 2 surfaces or it can be 1 long one if you want it to be. But the perfect size for traveling, or if you just want to work small, doesn't have to be for travel. I like working small lately because I can finish it faster. Right. These are lovely. Lovely, lovely. All right, so this. Hi, baby. I see you. Little doogie. Little doogie. All right. I got distracted, as I sometimes do, kind of like a squirrel, and you start doing something else. But I'm back on track. I'm folding these 4-inch by 12-inch sections of watercolor paper in half. Now I'm going to press the other direction just to get them good and flat. All right, so now 1, 2, 3, put them inside of each other and inside there. 1, 2, 3, inside. That makes the inside of each book, which is now 4 inches by 6 inches, will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 14 painting surfaces. And it's possible the inside of the front and the back will have a slight little seepage of the paint, but that still gives 2 more surfaces than I was going to do, because my first thought was to glue this onto the front of this surface. And one thing I'll do after I bind it too, I see that sticking out. I will be cutting that off so that it's flush. So next step is get my little binder clips. Got some little gold binder clips. That after it's all done, they're going to go with the books in the coffee shop. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to use these. I don't have my light on, but you can't even tell the difference. All right. So one of the main things about this is making sure you get it, this section, the crease, as flush as possible. Oh, I need to fix this. These little binder clips are hard for my fingers. Okay, so I'm going to get it as even as I possibly can. Put that there. Put it around. Put this here. And then, so this is now holding this together. So you can still see, well, maybe not. The gap. There's a little gap right there where it's not as tight as it could be. So I want that to be tighter. When I poke the hose, I want it to be pretty flush. All right, let's do this again. Snap I'm not going to let go of it this time. Snap. All right. There's one. Get that out of the way. Open up the clips. Looks pretty flush. All right, so I'm going to do this with each of these. I'll be right back. All right, let's get this assembly line going. I have all 6 books clipped together, ready to bind. So I have my awl, AWL, some twine that I decided I like these 3 colors, pink and white, lime green and white, light blue and white. My little mat here. But I've also got this Sudoku, just so that when I'm poking the holes, it has somewhere to go. And my needles. So I'm going to get one of these needles out. And we're going to do the 3-hole stitch. Very simple. First thing I'm going to go ahead and do is measure my twine. I have 6 books and 3 different colors of twine, so I'm going to do 2 of each color. So what you do is you measure 3 times 1. Let me move this Sudoku for the moment. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and then I do a little extra. Of course, I need my scissors here. So I'm going to do this one twice. 1, 2, 3, and a little extra. You measure it on the folded area. So there's 2 of that one. So now I'm going to do 2 of this. This is a little unraveled, so I'm going to cut that little end off. 1, 2, 3, a little extra. A lot of people do this with embroidery thread also. I just like doing this because I like how it's striped. I'll move that out of the way. Now, I'll move these for the moment. Next step is to poke 3 holes into this. I'm going to eyeball it. First one goes in the middle. So you just poke through all 3 pieces. All of the pages and poke it through. I do it about that much. The further you go up, the bigger the hole. That's how it all works. Then I'm going to do this one about, 3/4 of an inch. And then I'll pull it out, push it till I get about the same pokiness. So now you can see there are 3 holes in it. Can't see it from that side, but they're there. They're there. And I'm going to go ahead and do it for the rest of them. All right, so now I have all 6 books with the holes in them. I'm just going to randomly pick up this thread or string, twine, whatever it's called. Here we go. Don't tie a knot. So there's 2 different ways you could do this. If you want to tie it together inside, you start from the inside. If you want to tie it together from the outside, you start from the outside. And I want to do the outside. So you start in the middle hole. You can try to anyway. There we go. So there's the middle hole. In. Leave a little tail right there. Leave a little tail sticking out. Go in one of the end holes. I almost call it the top. So go in the top. And okay. So now you pass the middle one and go in the bottom. Pull it through. Oops, things are still knocking over. Okay. So now you'll notice, if you can see, the string is hanging this way. This long loop is over to the right of it. So you want to go up the middle, but on this side of this. So I'm going to kind of move that over like that. Bring it up through the middle. Okay. So now you can take the needle off. And this will be this string. Let's see if you can see it. This string here is in the middle and the hanging off pieces are on each side. So tighten it. Check the inside and make sure it's tight enough, but not too tight because it is paper. And then tie a knot. First time, right over left. Second time, what's bad about this? I did right over left, left over. I just do 3 just to be safe. All right. And then give it a good, tighten it really well and just cut it off. You could tie a bow if you wanted to. I'm just going to cut it. Here we go. So now I'm going to take these little binder clips off. And there you go. So now, if you'll notice, this edge is sticking out where the book is not even because it's watercolor paper. So now I'm going to, many people don't do this, but for what I plan on doing is for a closure, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to lay this on this cutting mat, get my slicing tool, put the ruler down right next to the cover, and I'm going to go over this a few times until all of that is cut off. I just gently do it because this is a very sharp tool. I tried cutting them off individually and it wasn't even, but doing it this way makes it extremely even. There we go. So now the book is totally even right there. Awesome. And so now it is an awesome watercolor book for traveling. And like I said, the first page might have a little seepage from when I did the cover. That is the cutest. And the reason I like to cut it off at the edge is because I have this little piece of cardstock that I put over the edge like that. And then I use these 2 binder clips on the end to keep it closed. And that way it won't pinch the actual journal. And then when you're traveling, if you're painting, these little paper clips are, and your book, say your book won't stay open on this page the way you want it to. You can use these just a little bit on the edge to hold it open while you paint. So these go on here. The reason I don't put a permanent closure is because when I'm painting, it creates a little bumpiness underneath and it's kind of annoying. There you go. There's one. And either side could be the front. So I'm going to go through this another time. And I'm going in the outside. And up, leaving a little tail in the top. In the bottom. Okay. And this is on the left side of this little string. So I'm going to hold that down just a tad. Put this in the middle, inside. To make sure it comes out there. Take it off the needle. Tighten it. And it should be on each side of the thread. There we go. Left over right, right over left, and then an extra one. There we go. And once again, cut these overhanging bits off. Gently. I'm a clumsy person, so I respect this thing and just really take my time with it. There we go. Perfectly even. Grab another one of these little things. Oh, so cute. So cute. There we go. Perfection. Perfection. Love it. Love it. Let me clean up my mess. All right. These are the cutest travel watercolor books, watercolor paper books. You don't have to use watercolor on them. You can use acrylic paint or you can draw on them, but they're great for watercolor. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I hope you come back.